one day.
Gotcha.
And we were all playing together, and we clearly saw him hook a ball into a lake at Trump National in Jersey. And his caddy told him he found it.
That was the caddy soaking wet when he said this?
No, he was not. Yeah, he just took off running, and next thing you know, I got it, Mr. Trump. And we were like, oh, did you see a splash? We saw a splash.
Gotcha.
And he used to call me. I have another person that can verify that he knows me. He called me one day. I was here in New York, and he was always calling him Samuel L. the Don.
It was the kind of unscripted moment that instantly transformed a formal black-tie gala into something closer to a political thriller, where Hollywood charisma collided with real-world tension in a way no one in the room was prepared for. The event was the American Legacy Awards at the Kennedy Center, a night meant to honor cultural icons of the past 50 years. The atmosphere was intended to be respectful, elegant, and celebratory. But Donald Trump, seated prominently in the front row, seemed determined to make it about himself. Throughout the evening, he interrupted speakers, made exaggerated gestures toward his entourage, and audibly reacted whenever someone failed to praise him. Slowly, the tone of the room shifted. What should have been a celebration of achievement began to feel overshadowed, as if one presence was absorbing all the attention meant for everyone else. The tension grew heavier with every passing moment, and the audience, filled with politicians, artists, and industry legends, became increasingly uncomfortable, waiting for someone to regain control of the room. That moment finally arrived when Samuel L. Jackson took the stage to present the evening's final honor. His entrance was met with a strong, relieved applause, an unspoken signal that the audience was ready for balance to be restored. But Trump, misreading the energy in the room, took the applause as encouragement rather than restraint. As Jackson approached the microphone, Trump leaned forward and loudly interrupted, claiming the attention was slipping and boasting about his own importance. The comment landed awkwardly, cutting through the atmosphere and freezing the room in silence. Many expected confrontation. Instead, Jackson simply paused, stepped away from the podium, and walked to the edge of the stage, looking down with calm control. The silence he created was immediate and absolute. Jackson looked at Trump not with anger, but with a calm, steady disappointment, as if observing someone who didn't understand the setting they were in.
Donald Trump, you are in a feud with Donald Trump right now. Do you know this?
No, I don't.
Because it's very exciting.
Oh,
for
really?
me, because he doesn't like me either, and so anytime there's somebody new he doesn't like, I feel a fraternity, a brotherhood with this.
Okay, so we're having beef?
You're having beef because I guess you said in an interview that you were a better golfer than him, and then you told a story, is this true, that he signed you up for one of your golf clubs and didn't tell you?
Yeah.
So you had to pay, like...
No, I didn't pay.
He allowed the silence to stretch, letting the discomfort settle across the room as Trump's earlier confidence began to fade. Slowly, Jackson removed his glasses, folded them, and placed them away before speaking. "Donald," he said in a deep, steady voice that carried across the entire hall, "you seem confused about the difference between a box office draw and a settlement." The room reacted instantly. At a wave of stunned gasps moving through the audience, Trump's expression tightened as Jackson continued, maintaining unwavering eye contact. He explained that attention in entertainment is earned through craft and consistency, not demand or self-importance. Then came the line that shifted the entire room. "In my world, people pay for a ticket to watch me work. In your world, they pay millions just to get you to leave the room." The impact was immediate. The remark cut through years of public history, lawsuits, settlements, financial disputes, and payouts, compressing it into a single, unmistakable contrast. The audience erupted, not with polite applause, but with a loud, emotional reaction of shock and release. Trump sat frozen, visibly affected, unable to deflect or redirect the moment. It wasn't a claim he could dismiss or interrupt. It was structured comparison delivered with precision. Jackson waited for the reaction to settle, then continued calmly. "There is a difference between being a star and being a scene. Stars shine. Scenes just make a mess." He returned to the podium as if the moment had simply passed and concluded with a quiet, moving on. Trump remained seated for the rest of the evening, visibly withdrawn, staring down at the table in silence. The energy around him had shifted completely as the gala resumed, but with a noticeably different tone. What had begun as a celebratory event had turned into a defining public moment, one that reframed the entire atmosphere of the night. Samuel L. Jackson's presence remained composed and controlled, while Trump's earlier dominance of the room had dissolved under direct confrontation. The contrast between the two figures became the lasting impression of the evening. One relied on volume and interruption, the other on timing and precision. In the end, the event was no longer remembered for the awards being presented, but for the moment when the tone of the room changed completely. The night closed not with spectacle, but with silence and reflection, cementing the idea that presence does not come from demanding attention, but from commanding it without needing to ask.